just got very real as trade talks around Mario Ferraro are heating up, with some reports stating he could be out of the Bay Area before the start of the season. In this video, we're going to talk about some potential trade partners and what some packages would look like for him, and just break down, is it worth letting him go before the season starts? So you're not going to want to miss this episode of Sharks Digest. But before we dive into everything here on the channel, we just got to say we're on the road for 2,000 subscribers here. So if you're a big Sharks fan, you want to stay up on the latest news around this team, we'll be here every day keeping you guys up to date. But with that said, we got to jump right into this report from the fourth period talking about Mario Ferraro. They had to say he hasn't asked for a trade, but he would be open to a change of scenery. And yes, this is something we have been talking about here on the channel, it seems like since this channel began, and that is a potential trade for Mario Ferraro. He has been linked in rumors all last season before the trade deadline, and this offseason as well. And now we're hearing from the fourth period in a big article where they broke down all the summer trade targets that he is open to leaving the Bay Area and going to another team. This is what they actually had to say in their article, saying he was 9th on this list. We were just seeing they're open to moving him. They say with adding 3 new defensemen, it might be the time to do so. Teams that reached out during the season will poke around this offseason. And obviously, Mario Ferraro, he's 26, carrying a cap hit of $3.25 million. A young guy. A lot of teams are going to be calling Mike Grier and the front office of the San Jose Sharks about this guy. He's young. He has an affordable contract, and it's just an easy trade to make for any of these contending teams. And as you see here, teams reportedly linked. We have Colorado, Tampa Bay, Winnipeg, and Calgary. 3 West Coast teams, with Tampa Bay sneaking in there as the only East team in on Mario Ferraro. And this is very interesting because I want to say, first of all, I don't like the thought of trading Mario Ferraro. I think he is in this window of success for the San Jose Sharks over these next couple of years. I think him paired with Timothy Liljegren has been great for this team. I really liked their pairing last season. He's one of the most underrated defensive defensemen in this league that can still put points up and also crush you into the boards. He is such a good blue liner for this team, and letting him go for what you would get back in like a 3rd, maybe 2nd round pick if you're lucky is definitely not worth it, in my opinion. I think he fits the mold of this team, and yes, with bringing in a lot of veteran defensemen, the defensive minutes maybe aren't there to go around like they once were, but he is such a key piece to this team, not just as a player, but as a locker room guy. He is one of, the guys on this San Jose Sharks team that has taken that leadership role and has really, went to the media and has been that guy. We always see interviews with Mario Ferraro. He's always, coming to be like the mentor of all these young guys, it seems like. And he's really mature. And I think that side of it, as a lot of San Jose fans love Ferraro, love his character, love the way he is off the ice just as much as he is on the ice. It would suck to see him go, but it is very interesting that he is open to a change of scenery. I was not expecting to see that today, and looking at some of these teams that are interested in him, like Colorado, Winnipeg, Tampa Bay, Calgary, the one that kind of intrigues me the most is Winnipeg. I think they do have some stuff to give up, as well as Calgary, for this guy. I think Calgary maybe needs more defense than all these teams that are on this list. So the thing is with Mike Grier and the San Jose Sharks, I don't think they're actively shopping this guy. They're not going around to different teams and saying, hey, we got Ferraro, what are you going to give us to us? I think they're just taking calls on him. They're saying, hey, what will it take? Maybe Mike Grier is throwing around a 2nd, 3rd round pick, and that's it. But there's also the side of it where maybe they get a player in return, maybe a prospect in return. But I think to where San Jose is right now, and where I've been vocal here on the channel, is that they're just 1 year away from getting out of the bottom and getting all the way to a wild card spot, in my opinion. So trading away Ferraro, a guy who's been there through the dark times, has been a great defender for this team and a great mentor, leader for this locker room, I think is too big of a hit, too big of a miss than it is to, regain what you're going to get for this guy. That's just my opinion. If he does go and we get a good return, that's the hockey side. That's the business side of hockey. Players, unfortunately, do have to move out from teams. That's just the way the business is. But I think I'd rather have him on this roster than not. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that, because that's where I stand with Mario Ferraro. I like this player. I think he's great at what he does. He knows how to play his game, and he exceeds at it. Any team would be lucky to have a guy like Ferraro, in my opinion. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it down below. Are you letting him go? Are you saying, don't let the door hit you on the way out? Or are you kind of on my side? Do you think, hey, maybe we should keep this guy because you're not going to find many like him out there. But we do have some other news to get into today. As from Curtis Pachelka on Twitter, great follow if you are a San Jose Sharks fan. He says, Michael Misa, Sam Dickinson, Josh Ravensburg, and I'm going to say it every time, what a name, and Carson Wetch are on Canada's roster for the summer showcase for the World Juniors. This is awesome because we're going to get to see Sam Dickinson, Michael Misa, and even Ravensburg for the first time in action since, not since being drafted, but, we've seen Sam Dickinson all the way through the CHL, winning CHL Defenseman of the Year. But for Ravensburg and Michael Misa, we're going to get to see them in action as their first time as a San Jose Shark. But I like this. I think it's going to be fun to watch. I think these guys are going to be on the top of their A game, trying to impress the higher-ups, impress the coaching staff of this team to try to break this roster this year, especially Misa and Dickinson. I think if they both have a good showing in this showcase and continuing into the preseason and stuff like that with San Jose Sharks, we could see these guys on the opening night roster. Another key thing to take in about the Ferraro trade is him going does free up space for a guy like Sam Dickinson to come in and get more minutes. But this is going to be fun to watch. There's no doubt about that. The young guys at San Jose are always a fun watch. Obviously, Michael Misa, 62 goals in the OHL. And obviously, like I said, with Sam Dickinson being the CHL Defenseman of the Year, we know these guys are going to try to put on a good showing to impress the San Jose Sharks and try to make a spot in this roster. But then you also have guys like Carson Wetch and Ravensburg, who maybe aren't as high up in the rankings of their prospect pool, and they're kind of trying to put on a show to say, hey, we're here, and, don't forget about us type of thing. So it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be great to see these guys in action. Want to hear your guys' thoughts on that down below. Your thoughts on the Mario Ferraro trade. But as always, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you're enjoying this. We're going to keep you up to date on all the San Jose Sharks news, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.